Welcome to Huddle Adventures. I am Eddie, and I'm going to answer a question for you. The question is, should you cancel your cruise during the middle of this Omicron chaos? It's a good question. It really is. It's a really good question. But before I get into that, before I delve into that topic, I'm going to ask you for a huge favor, and that is, would you please subscribe to our channel, turn the bell on, and give us a thumbs up, guys. Those things are free, they're pain-free, they're easy, but they help our channel grow, and we're here for you. We are all things cruising all the time. Now, to the topic. Should you cancel your cruise? The easy answer to me, the simple answer is, hell no. Go on your cruise. Don't cancel your cruise because of fear of Omicron and COVID-19. Don't cancel for that reason. I'm going to give you a couple reasons to cancel, but don't cancel for that reason. And I will get into that after I tell you the reasons you should cancel. If you have medical issues that cause you breathing problems when you wear a mask, don't go on a cruise. Wait until maybe this thing gets under control and they have indoor areas where you don't have to wear a mask. Currently, you're going to have to wear a mask everywhere indoors on the big three, and that is Carnival, Royal, and Norwegian. They are requiring masks to be worn at all times indoors unless you're actively eating or drinking or in your stateroom. So if you have trouble breathing with a mask on for legitimate medical reasons, I would say don't do it. And the next one would be, if wearing a mask upsets you in any way, shape, or form, angers you in any way, shape, or form, don't go on a cruise. Don't go on a cruise thinking you're going to go on a cruise and make some kind of statement and fight. I'm going to fight the man. I'm not going to wear a mask. That's not going to work for you. Don't do it. Just set this one out and wait and see what happens. For the rest of you that are considering canceling because of fear of COVID-19 and fear of the Omicron variant, I tell you, don't be afraid. Go on your cruise. I'm going to tell you why. And we're going to go with two factors that we can all agree with that will be very hard to argue with, okay? Number one, everyone that gets on that cruise ship over the age of 12 is going to be fully vaccinated. 95% of the people on board will be fully vaccinated. It's required by the CDC. Norwegian requires 100% vaccinations. And when I say fully vaccinated, you will have both vaccines prior within the timeline by each cruise ship before you get on board. Number two, all passengers that get on board a cruise ship will have a COVID-19 test performed within 48 hours getting on board. Okay, so those two factors right there we can all agree on. 95% or better, all the adults are going to be fully vaccinated. And everybody's going to have a COVID test, a negative COVID test, 48 hours for to get on board. I'll take it a step further. These same rules apply to the crew, the entertainment. Everyone that works for that cruise ship that's on that ship, they're all going to be following the same standards. They get COVID tests on a regular basis. They get COVID tested before every cruise, and they're all fully vaccinated. Now, I know you're thinking, Eddie, but what about all these COVID breakouts on the ships? There's breakouts all over the ships. The ports are turning the ships away. Guys, if you've been paying attention to COVID-19 in the news since it landed here in the U.S., our country has been pretty, easy with our standards compared to other countries, okay? Other countries are more strict than we are, stricter than we are. So it's no surprise that some ports are saying, oh, no, we don't want you coming in here with your COVID. So there was a couple ports last week that would not allow cruise ships in because there was cases on board. Bonaire, Aruba are two of them, just an example. Okay, now the COVID cases that are being reported on the ships, in all cases, has been under 1% of the population on board. That includes guests and crew. So you take a large cruise ship with 5,000 people on it, you're going to have like 2,000 crew members. That's 7,000 people. 55 of them had COVID on one of the Royal ships. That's like 0.7%, guys. It's such a small percentage. It's crazy. And of those infected, those 55 infected, the majority of them had 0 symptoms. So they were identified through contact tracing. One person had symptoms, went to the medical staff and said, oh, I don't feel good. They gave him a COVID test, said, oh my goodness, you have COVID. Who have you been around? Then they interviewed all the people along the chain. Who have you been around? Who have you been around? Who have you been around? And then they tested all of them, and that's how they found them, through contact tracing. That isn't happening everywhere else, guys. That's not happening at your local Walmart. It's not happening at your employer. It's not happening anywhere else. It's not happening at the airport. It's not happening anywhere else. It's just on cruise ships. Because cruise ships are held to much higher standards than any other place on Earth. Any other business. There's no other business being held as high standards as the cruise lines are. And they're doing a phenomenal job of keeping people safe. Okay? So, with that said, you're not going to find a safer environment. You're not going to be around that many vaccinated people that have had a COVID test ever anywhere else but on a cruise ship. So, I will give you some caution though. You're not at risk getting on a cruise ship per se. You're at risk if you fly there, right? You know that, right? Yeah, oh yeah, you got to wear a mask in the airport. Yeah, federal law requires you to wear a mask in the airport. There's announcements blaring over, you must wear a mask at all times or you're going to go to the hokey, we're going to lock you up. You got to wear a mask, right? You got to wear a mask on the airplane too. Got to wear a mask. So those flight attendants are on you. Sir, ma'am, put your mask on. I just saw a video of a lady punching a guy in the face on a Delta flight just from yesterday. People, because he wasn't wearing a mask and she, became a vigilante. So, yes, you have to wear a mask in the airport. And you got to wear a mask on the plane. Unless you're eating or drinking. Can you social distance yourself at the airport or on a plane? Not anymore, you can't. We flew back in March to Vegas from Detroit. At the airport, there were seats marked, cannot sit here, keep vacant for social distancing purposes. So like every other section of seats was marked, so you wouldn't be sitting directly behind somebody, no one would be sitting directly next to you other than whoever you're flying with, and that's how it worked there. The plane was about half full. There was empty seats by design between everybody except for whoever you're flying with directly next to you. Laura and I were sitting in the middle of the window seat, no one next to us, no one on the aisle on the other side, no one directly behind us, no one directly in front of us. It was safe. When we flew again in August, it was a little more crowded. There was fewer social distancing blocked saved seats at the airport. There was more people on the plane. October, there was no social distancing in the airport. There was no social distancing on the plane. The plane was about 90% full. The airport was about probably 75% full. December, airport is packed again, guys. Airplane is packed. They're trying to get you to sell your seat to someone else. They're trying to get you to check your carry-on luggage. They don't have room overhead. Everybody's sitting on top of each other. Why is this an issue? I already said it. You eat and drink in the airport at the gate where you're waiting for your plane. We all do it. So you get your mask off. And they feed you snacks on the plane. So you got your mask off on the plane as well. And everybody's got their mask off on the plane at the same time because they do that service where they go down the aisle. You guys all been on planes. You want peanuts, you want cookies, you want both. You want crackers, what do you want to drink? Everybody's got their masks off, eating and drinking. No one is required to have a COVID test. No one's required to be vaccinated to get into the airport, get on a plane for domestic travel. So you can travel from one corner of the United States to the other and never have a COVID test. There are some exceptions. You have to have, there's requirements to fly to Hawaii. Hawaii's got really strict strict rules for going in and out of Hawaii. So, and they've been that way since the beginning of COVID. And I can't really speculate on all of it because I really don't know. I haven't flown to Hawaii, and I don't have any plans to go there into 2024. But with that said, guys, circling back, I hate using those corporate phrases. I'm going to circle back. Should you go on your cruise? Hell yes, go on your cruise, guys. Go on your cruise, have a good time. We're going on a cruise on January 22nd. We basically have one cruise a month over the next 5 months on average. So we are going to be doing a ton of vlogging, going to be taking you along virtually, and it's going to be a great time, guys. Thanks for all of you guys that have subscribed in the last couple weeks, and all the views. We really appreciate it, guys. You have made us feel very comfortable as first-time vloggers, and we're enjoying it. So we will talk to you later. Bye.